Right, 5 times Dana got his little feelings hurt. Uncle Dana is no stranger to a little friction. He's had a number of public spats, with more beef than a vegan's nightmare. But sometimes Dana takes things a little bit too personally, and gets more butthurt than John Jones after a boys' night. Here's 5 times Dana got in his feelings. First, the rejection of slap fighting. Dana, bless him, really thought he was onto something when he got a trucker and a vending machine repairman to take turns removing each other's brain cells for a couple of grand. It was the most excited I've seen that old wrinkly slaphead in a long time. But then the MMA audience reacted, and it wasn't pretty. Fans, fighters, and even media members ripped into it and pretty much unanimously rejected it, even though Dana insisted that it was more successful than every sport in the world combined times a billion.
It's fucking unbelievable. Not only is it unbelievable money-wise, it's been unbelievable as far as social media goes. We're number 1 in all of sports. And when I say all of sports, if you take the NFL, the NBA, the NHL, F1, WWE, and who am I forgetting, and added them all together, their numbers don't compare to slaps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems a little doubtful.
Yeah, you can doubt it all you want. We destroy everything in sports with power slap.
And after his genius move of performing his own family slap fight just days before the launch of Power Slap, after seeing the reaction from MMA fans, Dana was clearly saltier than the residue left over in John Jones's mouth after a sleepover. And he sounds like a crazy ex-girlfriend in interviews, insisting that everyone's wrong and it's a massive success, despite any numbers being purely down to just force-feeding MMA fans through the UFC socials. Needless to say, Dana isn't happy. The next one is Ariel Helwani. Now, Dana has never liked Ariel.
He's a massive sack of is what he is. He's the biggest piece of all time. He's one of the slimiest, scummiest motherfuckers that you will ever come across.
But Ariel took things a little bit too far at UFC 199 when he leaked the heavily guarded secret of Brock Lesnar's return at UFC 200 before Dana could. Big D had planned it all out with a special video to showcase on the UFC 199 press conference. But Ariel had ruined it. This infuriated Dana, and he's never forgiven him. MMA Thanos removed Ariel's media credentials.
Ariel, shut up.
Since then, they've clashed a number of times on social media, and Dana never misses an opportunity to make it perfectly clear how he feels about him. Although, in fairness, Ariel is just as bad, if not more consumed by his vengeance against old moneybags. Another feud that Dana has taken a little too personally is that of Oscar De La Hoya. This one goes far beyond a professional rivalry and is about as personal as it gets. Both throwing insults and criticism each other's way. You can tell when Dana talks about Oscar that he really gets under his old wrinkly skin.
He is a lying, two-faced, hypocritical sack of shit. And I hate him so much that I love to prove that he's a lying, hypocritical, two-faced piece of shit.
After some criticism from De La Hoya towards Dana about fighter pay, Oscar set up his own promotion and MMA event. And you can imagine how much of a fan Dana was about this.
He didn't even write it down on a piece of paper. He says, I don't know any of these guys back here, but yeah, I'm sure the fights are going to be great and whatever. And the guy is an absolute liar. And listen, we can sit down and we can do this on TV. We can go head to head. We can also take drug tests if he wants to do that too. I'm ready to go. Let's go, Oscar. You idiot.
It ended up being a complete mess, and when the fighter pay came out, it made Dana happier than Mike Perry on Juneteenth, revealing that the pay was in fact far less than any fighter had made with the UFC. It hasn't satisfied Dana though, and he continues to trash Oscar every chance he gets. Then there's Tito Ortiz.
Here's the problem with Tito, and Tito's just a really dumb human being. He's not intelligent at all. He's very, very stupid. Okay, let's start there. And I mean, look at him speak publicly anytime. Look. Google Tito Ortiz talking, okay?
After a hot and cold start working together, Tito and Dana actually got into a fist fight on a private plane.
We were on a private plane on our way to Japan, and it was my partners, the Fertitta brothers, myself, Tito Ortiz, and our matchmaker at the time, Joe Silva. And Tito and I were messing around, and he put me in what's called a neck crank. And I was tapping, and he didn't stop. So I just started blasting him in the ribs, started punching him in the ribs, and when he let go, just jumped up and it was a full-blown fist fight in the plane.
After this, tension would only get worse. At a precarious time for the UFC, Tito was always pulling stunts to try and get more money out of Dana. And we all know that's the quickest way to piss off old Double D.
That's a rough one, yeah.
As many of you probably know, there was even an official boxing match planned between Dana and Tito at one point. Believe it or not, it was Tito that pulled out. Otherwise, it would have actually happened, which would have been crazy.
I was going to fuck him up and make him look stupid. And he knows that. And that's why that fight didn't happen.
Since then, Dana has continued to throw shade at Tito every chance he gets, showing that he's still very upset with that walking bag of CTE.
I want to tell me what you see. Let's go ahead and see by the fight what you saw in the ring.
And then we have the time that Dana was rejected by Francis Ngannou.
Who the f*** are you? Who the f*** are you?
Dana and co tried everything they could to keep Francis, giving him not just a career, but an opportunity. But it wasn't enough. Francis rejected them and their offer and went off to bet on himself. Uncle Fester was clearly very upset about this and trashed Francis and his choices. Dana then looking a bit silly after Francis signed to fight Fury, making more money in that one fight than he had in his entire UFC career. Ever one to indulge in a spot of pettiness, Dana went on to blag that he didn't even watch the fight. If you believe that, you'll believe Ian Gary's the only one smashing his wife. And then when Francis went on to lose against Joshua, Dana struggled to contain his glee. There's many more times that Dana's let things get personal, but these were a few of the most prominent ones. Even though he's a waspy, greedy, albino raisin, we still love Uncle Dana. Just maybe a little less personal vendettas would be nice. Anyway, if you like this video, give us a sub, check out this playlist of recent bangers. I'll see you next time.